Hello everybody and welcome back to another My Porch Prints tutorials. This is Kyra and today I'm going to be showing you how to put together this little typewriter pocket journal. Now if you follow our channel you've probably already seen the camera pocket journal tutorial. This one is going to be very similar but with just a couple of slight differences. So without much further ado, let's get into it. Alright, so for the cover pieces, I already went ahead and printed these on cardstock, and I did run it through the printer using the pretty paper that comes with the kit on the back so that it stays pretty, on both sides. And then I also went ahead and printed out all of the ephemera pieces. Now some of these I printed front and back and some of these I did not, just to save on ink, but feel free to do so if you would like. And then I printed out all of the papers, again, also on cardstock. Everything here is printed on cardstock. And then it also comes with this little guide that is on the cover, so let's go ahead and cut out all of these pieces so that we can start assembling the journal. Alright, so I've gone ahead and cut out the front and back covers here, and you can see they just kind of go together like this. You kind of just line up these edges here, and it kind of gives the illusion of a complete typewriter front and back. And now we're going to take our hole punch guide and we're going to line it up with the left side of the covers. I went ahead and clipped them together so that they're not moving around. I want them to stay aligned here. And we're just going to line it up, and you can clip it if you want so that it doesn't move. And we're going to punch out those 3 holes just like this. All right, front and back. And now we can go ahead and move on to the pages. Alright, just like the camera pocket journal, same idea here. I'm going to be taking one of these pieces and just folding it in half. It should be pretty obvious where the seam is between the 2 designs. We're just going to fold it like this. You want the white on the inside and the decorative side on the outside, like this. And you can use a bone folder if you want to get that crease nice and smooth. And then we're going to open it back up, and I'm going to be using Fabri-Tac. You can use any glue that you have. And you want to add it to the sides and the bottom, leaving the top open. If you add glue to the top, you won't be able to use it as a pocket, and we want to be able to tuck ephemera into it. So go ahead and just keep it to the sides and bottom. Make sure that you stay as close to the edge as possible. This will make sure that you have plenty of room for your ephemera. Otherwise, you might have to trim your ephemera pieces down if you get too far towards the inside with your glue. All right? So you just glue it shut like that, and that'll leave the top open, and you can tuck ephemera down into it just like this. Alright, so again, remember to keep the glue as close to the edge as possible to give you plenty of room. So we're going to go ahead and do that to the rest of our pages here. And when we come back, it should look something like this. You can have your pages in any order that you want, whatever makes you happiest. And then we are going to be adding the hole punch to our first page like this. Again, just lining it up with the left side. Make sure that you know that it's on the left side, so the top should be the part that's open. And then same thing, I'm just going to clip it down and punch out those holes, just like this. And now we're going to be using that page as a guide for all of our other pages so that we don't have to keep clipping the guide to each of our pages. I'm just going to kind of line the pages up and mark with the holes like with a pencil. And then I can, kind of follow those pencil guides as where to punch out my holes so that everything lines up. Alright, and once all of those are punched, I'm going to be opening mine up with a bone folder here and adding in my ephemera now. Now you can add your ephemera in after you clip all of your pages and covers together. That's kind of up to you. I sort of just wanted to see what things looked like so I could get them in the right order. I decided to go from like smallest or shortest ephemera pieces up to the largest and tallest, just so I could kind of see everything in like a nice layered style. You don't have to do it that way, that's just kind of what I'm doing. And I'm going to sandwich all of my pages in between my front and back cover just like this. And if you want to, you could pull some of the ephemera pieces up so that you can see them more. That's kind of just up to you how you want to present your journal. And when it comes to binding, you could use like loose binder rings like this, or you could use a clamp ring style. Basically, the only difference is this kind of clamp ring is going to be a little bit firmer and keep your pages from moving about as much, whereas these have a lot of a looser feel. So, it kind of just depends on how you want to decorate. I think I'm going to go ahead and use the clamp. I will have links to these rings down below if you are interested, so you can just check the description box and should be able to find everything you need down there. Now I'm going to go ahead and just start adding pages on, starting with the front cover and then just kind of lining everything up. and going page by page here all the way to the back cover, and then shut those clamp rings just like this by squeezing them shut. And there you go. Now the base for the journal is done. We have everything kind of in the order that we like. So now we can go ahead and start decorating. Now the kit comes with a whole bunch of little ephemera pieces for decorating. So you can just use those if you want. Or if you would like, you could add a little bit of extra stuff. So for me, I decided to kind of pre-plan some clusters out and just find some things that I liked, and then I added, you know, some buttons here and there, you know, if you have little flowers or things like that. I'm also going to be using like some washi tape, and I have some like scrap ribbons that I'm going to be kind of gluing here and there, as well as scrap pieces of paper. If you have like notebook paper, you could just tear that up and use that as scraps, you know. You don't have to do any of this, but if you want to take it a step further, you can always use what you have on hand and kind of add a little bit to your kit to make the journal feel, you know, a little more full. But otherwise, now that you have, you know, all of your materials picked out, you can go ahead and just start decorating. I'm going to begin in the very first page here, and I'm just sort of, you know, gluing random pieces down that I think might look nice, you know, just layering things. If you want to, you could use like a little bit of Distress ink or Distress oxide. I have this color in Victorian Velvet, sort of like a pink blush tone, and I'm just going to add it around some of my labels to give them a little more contrast and help them sort of pop off the background here. And if you are looking for a little bit more dimension, you could also go in with puff tape. Now, just be careful to not overdo this. If you add too many things to your journal, it might not close properly. So, you know, just kind of keep an eye on that. Because it's ring bound, you do have a little bit more room to play with that. So, you know, you don't have to be too afraid, but it's just something to keep in mind. And I'm just going to keep going here with my little decorative pieces, kind of just layering things up. If you've ever made clusters before, this is that same kind of idea. We're just sort of gluing all of these pieces down into our pages, kind of making little decorative sections here. And it's okay as you go to kind of change your mind, lay things out, see what you like. You know, this is more about just kind of having fun with the decorating process, nothing to get too serious about. And again, you might want to make sure to print your like ephemera pieces on the back if you want them to be decorative, because they will be showing. I just went over mine with a little bit of Distress ink just so they didn't look so blank, but it's really up to you. And you don't have to decorate every page. You can leave them blank if you want. I did that with a few of mine. Or maybe you want to really fill things up. You could print out your ephemera page twice so that you have even more ephemera. Or you could go into our shop and find, you know, we have lots of different fussy cuts and things like that. You could find, you know, even more decorative bits and bobs to add to your journal. And my last little tip here, if you are having trouble seeing what's going on screen, because I did speed up the footage so that it wasn't, you know, taking forever just to show you how I decorate my journal, there is a setting, the playback speed setting, that you could adjust on this video and slow the video down if you'd like, just to kind of see what's going on a little bit better if you're trying to kind of get a closer look at something you see here. That is a setting that you can adjust, so, you know, just for anybody who's interested. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and finish up decorating the rest of this journal in silence here. You can just kind of watch and follow along if you like, and I will see you again at the end of the video. All right, and for decorating the cover of the journal, I'm going to be adding one of the flowers from the kit with a little bit of puff tape, just like this, just to give it a little bit of dimension. And then I'm gonna go in with a bulb pin and this little like envelope charm that I had, and I'm just going to clip it onto the rings of the like ring-bound spine here, just like this. Just a little extra decoration. And then I have some of these ribbons. They're like pastel pink and blue ribbons, just real thin. And I'm going to be gluing them underneath the flower using the end of a paintbrush to kind of push them in place, going every other color here, pink and blue alternating. Just kind of adding a couple ribbons here for fun. And then once I've trimmed those up, that is going to finish the cover of the journal. So now we can go ahead and do a little flip through here, just so you can kind of see how it all came together and everything that was inside of it, and kind of get an idea, you know, what it looks like when it's all done. A very quick, simple little project. You could get this done in probably an hour or two. So, you know, if you're just looking for a little fun project to make or a gift to give to somebody, this could be fun to fill with maybe like actual Polaroid photos or things like that if you have that on hand, just to give it a personal touch, or just kind of as a fun gift if you have somebody who likes to craft and could use some more ephemera for their journals. This is kind of a fun way to give somebody, you know, some little pieces of ephemera they could use. Alright, so that is going to finish up today's tutorial. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will see you in the next tutorial. Bye!